Grant Butkin, known as Skib, has been sailing for 40 years. He has sailed to the Great Barrier Reef 6 times and visited a number of South Pacific islands. He first started filming his travels back in 2002 when he sailed to Noumea.
Sailing on a yacht is the only bastion of freedom man has left. And having the ability to sail the oceans is one of the most rewarding achievements man can experience.
Join Skip on a 2,000 nautical mile voyage to the Great Barrier Reef on his yacht, Gulliver II. The crew consists of 2 Australians and an English lad. None of them have seen Sydney Harbour by night. An Anzac-class warship passes Gulliver as she sails out of the harbour, bound for Port Stephens and near disaster.
Skip's done us through our first night at sea. We'll get a little bit of action on deck, quick worn out, but good.
Early last night the weather really deteriorated with constant wind.
In a violent storm, Gulliver drags anchor, ending up on a beach. The police launch is unable to pull her free, and Gulliver is stranded until the next high tide. With the aid of Port Stephens Coastal Patrol, she is towed to safety. Arrangements are made to have Gulliver lifted out for repairs at Noakes Shipyard, Nelsons Bay. The rudder is badly damaged. The crew do maintenance during the day and head to the local pub at night.
There was a bikini contest, so the crew and I forced ourselves to go along. We didn't want to, but we felt we had to. Anyway, I was privileged enough to be asked to judge it. Again, a hard job, but someone's got to do it. Watching these girls 18 to 25 flaunting their wares.
The winner is going to be representing the Seabreeze Hotel, contestant number 7,
A little hungover the next day, the crew apply anti-fouling, preparing Gulliver for sea. The repairs take 2 weeks. Skip decides to sail straight through to Mooloolaba, 3 days and 3 nights at sea.
This section of the coastline's quite sentimental to me. Father is buried back along the coastline there at a cemetery at Nambucca. So it was nice just to just sit down and have a think about the past and enjoy the scenery.
Coughs in about an hour. Just slowly warming my body up in the sun. Last night was pretty cold. Got a little rough. Had to get up early and do like the 2 o'clock shift. So yeah, just relaxing now. It's great.
Mooloolaba is an easy port to enter in the early hours of the morning. 2 lead lights clearly mark the channel. That afternoon, the crew head off to a barbecue at a waterfront home. It's here they hear about the terrorist bombings in London. Lewis is quite concerned.
goes to work in London, and it was quite a shock because I didn't know where he was, so I tried to phone my mum at the school where she works, but I couldn't get through to start with, and we were at a friend of the skipper's, and had BBC World Service on, and it was all over there, and it was the sirens are flashing, the pandemonium and total mayhem, and I was terrified as to what could have happened. I managed to get through and find out that Dad luckily hadn't gone to London that day, but I've still got a lot of mates down there, so when I get a chance I'll have to get in touch with them and see what's going on. I haven't heard the final count of the killed and the injured, but it's a horrific thing.
After 2 days in Mooloolaba, restocking and taking on water, Gulliver sets sail and crosses the bar at Wide Bay, the entry to Fraser Island. Across the bar and inside the passage, Gulliver motor sails to Gary's anchorage in calm waters. Further up the passage, the Australian Customs are out in force. They are checking the ship's papers and permits of international yachts. Many overseas visiting yachts shelter at Gary's anchorage until the weather clears. Gulliver continues up the passage, dropping anchor opposite Stewart Island.